recorded for everyone else. Okay, so we actually have a lot going on this week and to get ready for next week's Summer's Over, Let's Rock October, or Rocktober for short. This is going to be a 21-day group, but if I'm thinking with it already being Wednesday or Tuesday, but Wednesday tomorrow, getting our invites out like officially tomorrow, getting them time to order, we might just have the 17th still be our start date, but do kind of a pre-season or pre-week, what do they call it? And just do like a little bit of meal planning. They can get started on demand, but then maybe they'll officially start the 24th. So if that ends up being a 4-week group, then that's okay too.
So you're doing like a sneak peek week?
Yeah. So Molly's going to talk to us about the sneak peek thing that we're going to do starting. It's going to be Thursday through Saturday, and we'll just have kind of like sneak peek posts about the containers and the workouts, and us as coaches can kind of report in and just kind of like they can get a little extra information, see what it's kind of like in the group environment for our newbies or for people who have been in the free group that may be ready for something a little bit more. And then the other thing that we're going to be doing on Thursday is a 12-hour What is Coaching group. So it's going to be pretty much all day Thursday, like from Thursday morning to Thursday night. And we've got a few other coaches and teams that are going to be doing it together. But it's just going to be a group. I can add everyone in, or I'll probably actually just post the link in the Super Fit Coach Squad. You guys can add yourselves and add your own coaches and add your own potential people who have been interested in coaching. And so basically what we'll be doing is just live videos and little posts all day Thursday. So it's not a huge commitment for anyone, even the people who, want to get on and look. It's not like a 1-hour thing. You got to be there for that hour. It's just check in whenever, all day Thursday. So just so you know, I know that's seems like a lot going on, but you'll be inviting different people to the different groups. So like just the free people, rolling them over, or people who haven't been in your groups before you would invite them to the sneak peek or date your coach group. And then anyone who's been in your groups before, you've talked to them about coaching, then you would invite them to the What is Coaching 12-hour group. So Molly, you want to talk about the date your coach group? Kind of some details?
Yeah, I think you explained it really well, but I think, so what we'll do is it's like a date your coach, like Kirsty said, or a sneak peek, whatever we want to call it. And so what you'll want to do is go live either on your page or in your group, or send messages or whatever to people that might be interested or that you would like to have on your team. And let them know, basically that you would like to invite them to this event where you are going to be kind of doing a sneak peek into what our challenge groups are like. And so it's going to be a 3-day, it won't be a mini challenge group because there's not going to be any challenges in it. It's going to be what to expect in the challenge group. So if they buy, a challenge pack from you and they join this group, what can they expect from you? So you're going to be talking about the expectations you're going to lay out. And one of the things that in this training where we learned about these type of challenge groups is they said that how important it is, to say lay out the expectations right from the beginning. So if you join this group, we are going to be expecting you to post an update every day. We're going to be expecting you to, comment and motivate others, but also, keep up with your workouts, post about it. And if we don't hear from you, for a day or two, then you can expect me to call you out in the group and say, hey, Caitlin, where are you? We haven't heard from you in a day or two. How's your workouts going? Just kind of letting people know that we're going to be keeping you accountable. This is what we do as coaches. And being a part of this group, it's exclusive. And it's a big part of it is the actual participation. And if you're not participating, we're going to keep you going on it. And so you can even say like, this is only if you want to be held accountable. This is only if you want us to check in with you every single day. And honestly, I think that's what most people want. And that's people's struggles, is they don't feel like they're accountable to anything. And that's the scary part about working out at home is, your friends at the gym aren't waiting for you to show up or whatever. So I really like that. And you can ask them if they're up for that, in this group, in the event, we're going to each like share our story and our journey, why we're here, why we're coaching, why we started as challengers, whatever we want to add to that. Let them know like why we do this, what our passions are, things like that. So they get to know us and they see that we're not just trying to sell them a product, which sometimes it's hard to get past that point and make people realize that we're not just trying to sell to them, but that we really do want to help them change their lives. And so this is like a little opportunity for us to really show them our passions. Sorry, I have all these notes that I took when I watched this training because it was so good. Another thing that Kirsty and I are talking about that we really like is when somebody from this Date Your Coach decides to order and jump on board with our group, then you post in the group like, hey, Jennifer just decided today to purchase a 21-day fix challenge pack, and she's going to join us for this, Rocktober group. Like, we're so excited to have you on board. And we're going to post that like in that group. And seeing more and more people signing up and posting will encourage others to kind of jump on board. It's the peer pressure, and want to be a part of that group as well. And then we're going to have an order by date. And so they'll need to order by a date. And we want to every coach is going to have to decide individually how they want to do it. But how Brigida suggested in this training was to have a date and have a cutoff. And if they don't make it by then that's okay. We do a group every month, and we'll keep them in mind for next month, But I think every coach in every situation is going to be a little bit different. You can decide personally how you want to deal with that. But for people knowing that there is a cutoff, I think could help some people who really struggle to actually make a decision and jump on board. And then we'll keep just building the excitement of it. And then she said when we first start the group, like during that prep week, that Kirsty was just talking about what were we calling it? The pregame?
Yeah, like preseason.
Preseason or whatever, we're going to call it. I kind of like preseason. We'll get people, make sure everyone knows how to use Beachbody On Demand. Make sure everybody understands the containers. Make sure everybody understands their programs and the workout, calendar, all of that. Make sure everyone's fully on board. Give them that week to just kind of get their bearing and their feet. And she suggested doing like a Zoom chat with everybody, kind of like we do with our coaches, where people can kind of introduce themselves, say what their goals are, maybe what their struggles are. And that makes it so much more real for the challengers to know that these people, because you and I, like as coaches, we know at least a little bit most of these people in our groups. But to everyone else, they're just a bunch of strangers kind of thrown together. And so giving them the opportunity to get on a call like this and see that people are real and they're really there, it helps them, and it will help them develop the friendships and feel more accountable and have a little bit more in this group. So, but yeah, and then the only other big thing that she really pointed out that I really liked, I've been trying to implement in my pumpkin and planks group, is that she said that as coaches, we need to be the best challengers in our group. And I really love that, because sometimes it's really easy for us to just kind of be like, oh yeah, I did my workout, I'm good. But, what do I want my challengers posting every day? How much do I want them participating? And then I need to do that first, because they're following our examples. So if we only, oh yeah, I did my workout today, and then we check out, then that's what they're going to do. Or if we don't even do that, then, and then we wonder why nothing's happening in our group. Well, everyone's following the coach's example. And so she said that you always need to be the best challenger in your group. And I kind of like that. I hadn't really thought of it like that. And so I've been trying to do better at that. And that will be something I take with me for all my other groups. But anyways.
Awesome. Thank you. And then 2 other things I thought of too is that I will be posting a sample post for us all to use and adjust or whatever as you're inviting people, and then a sample invitation as well. Also, I want to go live tomorrow night and just talk about what the sneak peek group will be, that they'll get a chance to date us as a coach, that we're going to give them tons of information and all that kind of thing. So if you feel like doing a live video, you can reach more people. I think so. And the more live videos you do, the more comfortable you feel, the more people will jump on. But it would be a great opportunity to talk about why you love Beachbody, why you love the programs, the success that you've had so far with 21 Day Fix especially. If they do decide they want to do a different program, like a different workout with Shakeology, that's okay too. They can still be in this group, just so you know. So that's why we're not calling it 21 Day Fix. It's just the Rocktober. And I think that's everything. So I will do that tonight. And any questions about that? Okay.
Just something to add. I think in addition to like going live and doing the posts on your personal page, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, but the magic happens in private messages or phone conversations or real life conversations. I get very little interaction on my posts, even like my pumpkin and planks post. I think I had like 5 people say I'm in on the post, but then I had like 25 people total want to join, and almost all of them come from private messages, and there's no pressure. I just send them a quick message and they're like, oh hey, yeah, thanks for thinking of me, I'd love to do it.
Yeah, no, that's a great comment. So go back to your list that you made at the beginning of your 25 people that you would love to have on your team or surrounding you on your journey. If you haven't made that yet, do it now. Another way that I like to kind of like as a guide for who to message is I'll go over my last like 5 posts, and everyone who's liking or commenting on those posts, I'll just shoot them a message. So that kind of gives you a good gauge if you're wondering like who's watching me but not saying anything. And obviously there's more people too, but if you need just like to create a list out of nowhere, then that's kind of a fun way to start. So,
and as a new coach, since so many of you guys are new, I had really great success with saying like, I'm starting this new program, you saw that I'm doing this, I'm really excited about it, I'm looking for some friends to do it with me and help keep me accountable and join me on this journey. Would you want to do it? And that, and people will say no, and that's okay. But you might be surprised that people are like, oh, well, yeah, I'll do it with you, and that helped me get over that comfort zone of not feeling like a coach really yet, because I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing, but just asking people to come with me and do it alongside me. And that really helped.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And that is less pressure too. It's like the let's do this together kind of mentality, which is really exciting. So thank you, Molly. All right, well, we are ready for the meat and potatoes of our call tonight. Let me just introduce Sarah. I know you guys all know Sarah, but I just have to tell you how much I love Sarah and what an awesome person she is. So she is like the golden example of the perfect challenger / customer turned into coach. Like, I can't even tell you how amazing her little process was. She just, once she commits to something, she goes all in, and like that is contagious. And so her excitement and determination helped me get my head in the game even more. So anyway, she's just been such a joy to have, as a friend and a co-teammate. So anyway, so I love you, Sarah, and thank you so much for speaking to us tonight. And I'm just going to turn the time right over to you.
Woo! Thanks, Kirsty.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So first, I want to just say that I'm super nervous right now, which is really funny because you guys see my live videos, well, most of you do. I have no problem going live because there's no one looking back at me.
Oh, yeah.
That's so easy for me to do. I don't know if you guys saw, but yesterday I did a lunch experiment video that I thought was going to totally bomb. And I had 144 views already. And then I had 2 people actually make the thing that I made, and then they shared it and tagged me in it. So I was just kind of blown away. So that's kind of part of what I want to talk about, is just sharing your journey and being vulnerable. And when I first started this, I'm going to see if I can pull up my, where's the share screen? Can you guys see?
No, it should be right in the middle, like the middle of the 5 options of share screen.
Can you guys see it?
Yeah, and we're getting some back things. So if you're not Sarah, will you guys mute yourselves?
Okay, so when I very first became a coach, and then we have a couple brand new coaches on here, I did kind of like a coming out post. So if you guys haven't done that already, there's mine right there. I did 2 like side-by-side pictures, and I just made this post, and I actually got, like, for me at that time, I got 62 likes and a bunch of comments. I don't know, like 12 comments. So in the beginning, 1 year ago, that was a lot for me. So if you haven't done that already, I highly suggest just saying, like, I've made this decision to be a coach. This is why I'm doing it. And you'll be surprised at how many people reach out to you just based on your initial post. And then, sorry, there's a thing in my way. How do I move this? So I just really, I think about everything that I do in a day, and I post about the weirdest, randomest stuff sometimes. And I think, oh, that's not going to get a like, or I'm not going to get any interaction on it. But like this picture, for example, is a picture of a Coke. And I thought, nobody's going to care about a Coke, right? No, I got like, I don't even know. What does it say? 50 likes for a picture of a Coke.
Hey,
So,
Sarah, we can't see the picture for some reason. I'm not sure.
really?
Yeah. If you click on, I don't know if you need to click on it or a different tab, but we're just seeing like the words. Or
Even now?
the link, maybe. No. Just a minute, Lulu. Just a minute.
All right, hold on. Sorry, you guys. First timer. Let's try again. Is it loading for you guys? Nothing? Do you see it now?
Kind of looks like it's trying to. I don't know. It's just like an HTML.
Okay. Well, that failed.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time and.
Well, it's going to be hard, but I'm just going to go to my, you guys can see my original post though, right? My page. You can see this, me scrolling. Okay, then I'll just go there. But what I'm getting at is basically, if you think it's dumb and you don't think that anybody's going to care, how does that saying go? Be as cocky as a rock star, but as humble as a homeless man. You guys can see, I just post about everything, the most random things you could think of. And I get some posts, I'm like, oh, this is not going to get anything. And then I get like this one. Can you guys see that?
Oh my gosh, I remember that moment. You need to tell everyone what this was.
Okay, that's what I just want to make sure that you guys could see it.
Yeah.
So we went to Summit back in July, right? July?
Yeah.
And one of our, like, second or third day there, I think it was, they had this booth for auditions. And I sat down and I auditioned for an infomercial. And I'm actually currently working on my paperwork to turn in for my infomercial. But I sat down and I took this picture and I posted it thinking, I've posted a million pictures about my weight loss story and very few get any love. So I posted this one and it was short and sweet and to the point, and I got 110 likes and I don't know, 12 comments or so. So it just goes to show you that you may think that, you know, what you're sharing doesn't matter, but just think about, you know, the 4 or 5 things that you do in a day. I'm going to stop there because I can't get all the pictures that I want, but yes, share your transformation, because I do that too, but also just share what you're doing on a day-to-day basis. So just think about like the 4 or 5 things you do in a day. Like, what did you do when you got up in the morning? Did you go to work? Like, what are you doing with your kids? What are your kids doing at school? Or just whatever it is, and just post about it. Because honestly, the more you post, the more interaction you're going to get. And every time I get a like or a love or a comment, any of my posts, I reach out to those people. It doesn't matter what the post was about. It could be about that Coke that I tried to show you guys. And I just like, hey, thanks for the love, blah, blah, blah. And just that way, it makes it easier to start conversations. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm rambling.
No, totally. This is awesome.
Ready to go.
You're doing awesome.
I'm also off my game now.
And maybe talk a little bit, Sarah, about the like kind of like the Facebook like algorithms, you know, of like.
I don't follow any algorithms, Molly.
Well, I don't really either. But, you know, okay, so like the more you post and the more people respond, the more people are going to see your posts.
Right.
Because, you know, if you have 400 friends and you post a post, you know, maybe only 50 of them actually even see that post. But the more interaction you get on that post, the more people like it, the more people comment, the more people you respond to, the more it keeps showing it to more and more and more people. Which is why, like, so for like today I did the post about like which boots to buy. I had like 50 comments. I don't really care that much about the boots. I mean, I do. I want to buy one of those pairs of boots. Don't tell my husband. But it's really like, you know, just getting like some interaction on your page and being able to respond back to people and stuff. So, you know, posting about non-beach body stuff, since sometimes that's hard to get the interaction on, is so important to keep going and keep your page moving. And Sarah does an amazing job of that.
Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get at without saying those words, is just post as often as you can. And if you think you're oversharing, you're not. I don't think there is such a thing as oversharing in this business, especially if every post is not about Beachbody. Just post it. Like, seriously, the most random stuff gets the most love, and then you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah, totally. I was going to say too about like the non-Beachbody related stuff. Like I have a whole different group of people commenting on like my church posts or my decorating posts or my kid parenting, like what do I do posts. And so then you see like a wider spectrum of who is following you and who to add to your, you know, list of potential challengers and stuff like that. And then also, Sarah, have you found like a certain times of the day that get more interaction than others?
Yeah, more recently, it's been like lunchtime, like you guys saw yesterday with that silly video. But also when I'm doing like my regular like transformation post or my throwback post, it's usually for me, it's Tuesdays and Thursdays between 7 and 9. And I don't know why, because I have friends all across the nation. So it's like 7 to 9, even on East Coast time, it's like what? 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I'm getting these random likes from people on the other side of the country. So it's just, you just have to find that time when you're getting the most likes and just keep going for that time slot too. Just keep putting stuff in that time slot when you know that many people are watching you. Because I've done posts like 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and nobody cares.
Can you also, I have a lot, I have good success in the morning and then lunchtime and then nighttime, but it's like those in between like times where, and especially for my time from like 2 to 5, that's like my no-no zone. Mm-hmm. Just for me, for my, you know, mom followers. Can you also tell us about the album that you made and why you did an album and kind of maybe even show us your album, your 21 Day Fix X, 20,
yes,
whatever.
See, you guys are helping me out. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's see. All right. Can you guys see it? It says Zoom right now.
Yeah, just switch to the other tab.
So
Oh,
I
and
made
also,
this. Go ahead.
also show your timeline image too, because I think that's pretty sweet.
This one that you made me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it?
Kirsty made this for me, but I know now how to do it. It's in Canva. So if you go to canva.com, you can recreate this, but I'm not going to touch it because I like it. Kirsty did an amazing job.
I think it's awesome because it has your family and it has your before and after picture and it has a quote, which is like the best of, it's like everything that you do, which is cool. So
Yeah, and I need to actually change my family picture because look how big I was back then. And that was like a year ago.
oh, and your girls are bigger too.
No. Okay, so I started this album called Project 2021X when I started doing 21 Day Fix Extreme. And the reason I started this album was because I just wanted a place to put all my transformation pictures, all of my meals for the day. And it just is a place for me to go back to. And I hold myself accountable to it as well, because you guys can see like day after day after day after day, all my meals and my workouts. And also too, I feel like with this album, it gives me a chance to post more Beachbody related stuff because I'm just throwing it in an album and not necessarily saying anything about it. And then people can go in and look at the pictures for themselves. And I don't have to even say anything about it. They can just see the difference without even a description. So it's helped keep me accountable. It's helped attract more followers because it is, I mean, it's just repetition, but every time I post a new picture in there, I get a new like on the album or I get a new comment. I posted this picture and I've been posting these pictures for months now, and I got all kinds of comments on it about like, oh, if you can eat like that, I want to do what you're doing. So it's just consistency, I think.
Mm-hmm.
People just seeing that this is how I'm eating and the weight is coming off, not doing anything like special or crazy or out of control. It's just, as you guys know, diet and nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and exercise.
I think also when I started labeling mine, like day 1 out of 21, it held me, like you said, more accountable. Like I can't skip day 5, even though I feel like skipping day 5, because everyone will notice that I jumped from 4 to 6.
Right.
So that might be something that we might want to do team wide for our Rocktober challenge, is get your 1 out of 21 on there from day 1, and they can watch your journey as it unfolds. Because I think one of the biggest concerns that people have as they join or are thinking about being a coach is they're like, but I'm not where I want to be yet. And that's not what this is all about. This is about showing the entire journey from where you are starting to where you want to be. And when they're watching that process, it is so much more powerful than you just explaining about it. So I love that you do that, Sarah.
Thanks. That's really all I have. Sorry, I was better prepared and then my stuff didn't work.
No, that's awesome. I think that's great. And then we have time, we can open it up to questions. So do you guys have any questions for Sarah about social media or sharing your journey or anything like that?
Do you do it only on Facebook or do you do Instagram? Because I have some friends who are not on Facebook, and I just, like, I have an Instagram account, but I don't ever really use it. But I was wondering if that was a way to, like, reach out to some people.
Yeah, I have Instagram too, and I have just a few people on my Instagram that aren't on Facebook, but they're not really people that that would ever be interested or that have never expressed interest to me about any of this stuff. Like one of them is my stepsister, who is a former police officer, and she's very fit and she's very in shape, and she's totally against like MLMs, and I would never even go that route with her. Just so, yes, I am on Instagram, but I don't use it as much as I use my Facebook.
I wonder if we should do an Instagram training one week. I think Mary, Sarah, would be great to show us how she uses Instagram, because it's really a great place. And with using hashtags, I found a lot of new people through Instagram that I wouldn't have ever found on Facebook. So that might be a good idea maybe next month to do some Instagram training and hashtag techniques and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's another thing. I don't really know a whole lot about Instagram either. Like,
yeah.
I use it very basically. Like, I don't do anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's kind of new to me too, which I think Mary would be.
Yeah.
Have to. ask her if she'd be interested in that.
Any more questions?
How do I get big muscles like yours?
Oh yeah.
Well, Molly, I played softball for much of my life. And I actually was also the catcher. And I was able to throw from home to second without standing up. So that's part of my, that's part of why I have muscles, is from 16 years of playing softball. And then also I worked at Baskin Robbins for 7 years. So scooping ice cream for 7 years also built up that muscle.
So the answer is ice cream. The answer is always ice cream. Always. Every
The
time.
answer is dessert. I mean,
Always.
I knew it.
And also I lift heavy weights.
Yes, she does.
Yes, you
She lives
do.
like a man.
Yes, you are amazing.
I've seen her lift. She does lift like a man.
Wow, she's serious. Kirsty and I are like, past the 5. There's only one set of 5s. Pause it. We got to share.
I'm like, Jeff, can I have those? Are you done with those?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Okay, I'm trying to think of
Hey,
something
Jeff.
else.
I can see your feet in Kirsty's screen.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting right here.
Uh-huh.
Sorry I didn't have more for you guys. Like, I really was better prepared, and then my stuff failed.
No, that's perfect. That's awesome. And if you think of something later, you could just take a screenshot on your computer, because I'm guessing it's pulling up for you. And then we could make an album with just your stuff on Coach Squad. I also would really love to have your coming out post, as you called it, on Coach Squad. It would be nice to have a collection of those, because that's always the scariest post to make, is that very first one. And I think I need to go back like 3-4 years and find mine, because it would be nice to have those for the brand new coaches, just like an album of all the first, like, guess what I'm doing, kind of.
Yeah.
That was also, and speaking of albums, in that the Date Your Coach thing for next week,
Yeah.
one of the things that she suggested having is an album of us and our challengers, like before and afters, or before and durings, like just for people to go and look at. These are some of the results and stuff. So those are things that we need to put together.
I think that's a great idea. We could start with one on Superfit, create it there, everyone throw them all in, and then we can load it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. I'm trying to think that there is something else that we needed to talk about. Oh, I kind of sketched out a little. There's a raccoon. I kind of sketched out a little preseason idea. If we wanted to do, like, on day 1 is just get to know you, maybe like have a couple silly questions that everyone can answer, or they could do their own Facebook Live, or maybe it's on the app, so not that, but so get to know you day 1, day 2 on demand, day 3 container count, where they're actually calculating how many containers that they'll get. And the cool thing is the containers now come with every challenge pack, so even if they're doing size or country heat.
Do they come with every challenge pack now? And
yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And then a Zoom call whatever night we can, and then a meal prep day. So, like, that's our whole preseason, week 1, and then we jump right in with the template that we already have. So that'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yay.
And so we're gonna be doing Rocktober in the challenge group, in the app.
I think so. And if our numbers get too big, then we can separate and do as many as we need to.
Okay.
I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
It's going to be serious.
I know. Watch out. Tears are starting.
Funny, Molly. I'm kind of changing my strategy as far as challenge groups are concerned. I am getting 0 interaction in my ongoing fit group. And I have a really hard time getting guys to even get involved in a challenge group. But I get an occasional guy who's interested, but I can't run a challenge group with 1 or 2 people. It doesn't work. And I know that some of the women have expressed concerns about having men in their groups because they're afraid the women won't open up in a group like that. But I've also had a lot of coaches who have come to me and said, my husband needs a group, or I have a challenger that's a man that needs a group. What about the idea of going co-ed in our groups? Because the truth is, for me as a coach, I don't think I can continue to build my business just inviting men to be coaches. It's not working. I mean, I attract them and I have built my business that way, but it's not nearly as sustainable. Look, 90% of the coaches in the business now are women. I need to be able to attract women into a group, invite them in, and be a part of it. So how do you feel about the idea of opening it up in some way where, as long as everybody's respectful, that we're all together?
Yeah. My opinion, first off, because we've had this discussion so many times, and I've always been like, no, I don't think so. The health bet was amazing. It was so amazing, and it was so fun to see your husbands and the other guys in there. It brought this whole new dimension, I think. So I'd be open to it. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm totally down. I think it's awesome. But I mean, each person's going to say yes or no. You know, if you ask them to a co-ed group, they make that decision if they want to join. So yeah. I think, why not open it up? Because I watched Richard post in the health bet, and oh my God, he was amazing in there. So I'm like, can you please start working your business? So yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I'm crickets in my group. I mean, I think I add a lot of value, but I mean, everybody looks at it, but nobody says a word. So
I think that'd be good. I mean, I know that there are men that I've talked to. I mean, Caitlin's husband, Dane, is doing it, but there's nowhere for him to be right now. Like, he's just very silently, quietly watching in my group. But it is like, the thing is there are women who are uncomfortable with it, and especially you start doing like these like planks challenges. I don't know, I'm not like that, so it's hard for me to, but I know that people are uncomfortable, so I'm not sure if there's if we do an all women group and then a co-ed group, and either people choose, which one to join. Does that work? Or I don't know.
I think we have enough people right now that we could totally do 2 separate groups. I really do. I think. And then whoever feels more comfortable leading in that women's only group, and I can be involved in both. Like, I think we can make that work. I really do.
Well, and I do think, because I had asked in TKO a while back, and I don't know if you guys saw my post, but I had asked about, like, when I was forming mine, like,
Stop
if people
listening.
do, like, the co-ed, or if people do, men's or women's. And people had said, there are some differences in how you talk to somebody, and how they, women are about like feelings and emotions, and you tell these stories, and men are about like facts and how do I do this? Just tell me how, cut to the chase. Don't draw a pretty picture for me with words. So and that makes sense to me that there are different ways, because like my husband doesn't want to read my posts, like he's like, tell me how much, weight how much muscle I'll put on. That's all. But I do think that can be like a very happy and nice balance and medium. And I do think that we need a place for our men to happily coexist.
Mm-hmm.
In my Pumpkins and Plank challenge group that I'm running right now, I've got 3 men. They're all related to me, but I have a lot of women who are not related to me, and it's working just fine. They post. My son-in-law said no pictures. He won't post any pictures, but he'll comment that he did it and how long he did it for and stuff like that. So they're not as interested in the picture aspect of it, or like you said, the feeling aspect of it, but they're participating, so it made me really happy.
That's awesome.
So how are we gonna open up this group? Like, what are we gonna, because I'm all about it. I mean, I think it'd be great to have, I'll happily participate in your group, Tom.
Me too.
Well, can we just start it on Monday and call it Rocktober right off the bat? Like, are we
Do you
just,
want it just to be like a temporary like challenge group, or do you want it to be like a home base?
Well, I don't think we should do it in the Super Fit Nation because some of the women have made comments specifically that said, I'm only saying this because I know it's women only, or
yeah,
I'm only posting this because I know it's women only, or I have a woman question and they'll ask about like bras and stuff.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
should be
that
a
one
new group.
yeah, that one actually will never have men in it.
Yeah, it should be a new group.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't
yeah.
mind running it through my Fit Forward group, but I can't get any interaction. Tell me what I'm doing wrong.
No, I think you need a fresh start. I really do. I think you need to just set that aside because it's our our mind gets in the way too. And the mindset so far is that it's not working. So I think having just a fresh start, a brand new beginning, and I would suggest just reaching out to every single person in Fit Forward in your group and just saying, I am going to create a new group. We'll do such and such and such. Would you like to be a part of it? And only transfer over the people who say yes.
Yeah, that's what I just did, Tom. Last week, I made my new free group because my other group was just, I closed it. And so I opened this new free group, and already within almost a week, I already have almost 50 people just from messaging. So I think it's a good idea that if this is an old group, maybe start a new group.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I don't like the name of that group anyway.
There you go.
I took it
How
over
many
from one of my
people-
coaches to quit.
Yeah.
How many people do you guys recommend getting together before you start a group?
I usually need at least 3 for me to feel comfortable going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think that's enough. I really do. I think sometimes when you have that smallness, like they're really going to get really honest with each other and they're going to open up and then it will grow, from there. But if we're joining forces, especially with the Rocktober, like it's going to be big enough, and we'll just make it whatever numbers we want it to be, and we can do as many groups as we want. So
I was just wondering because like the fitness and plank, this is the first time I actually had a whole bunch of people that wanted to sign up. I had 6, but 3 of them are only telling me at work that they're doing it, and then the other ones have only commented twice. So I was wondering, since I know them personally, if it would be more comfortable for them if I started my own group and then tried to talk to them that way. But I thought you would want like 20 or more before you did a group. I didn't realize you could do it that small.
Oh yeah. The second you feel comfortable enough, I would say own it, claim it, and create your own group, because that's part of your identity as a coach is your group. That's your community. That's your followers. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, right when you feel ready, create your own and make it yours.
I started telling my my free group that they could add people in, and then as soon as they added people in, I was messaging their friends and friending their friends. So I've already made like 5 new friends from
Awesome.
my friends' friends.
Yeah, and you could make that points too, in your support group is if you add a friend, you get points, prizes, whatever, that's another.
That's the idea.
Yeah. And you keep closer tabs on them. Superfit, I mean, it's so big that it gets really hard to keep track of everyone sometimes. So yeah.
Well, and Tom, you could start it out like with the expectations too. Like you could lay out the expectations of if you're, in this group, here's what we expect, type of thing. Like we're looking for accountability and motivation and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I do think men, you guys are tough. I mean, I try and get my husband and he's just like, yeah, I'm not taking a picture. No. And I'm like, baby, this is like my paychecks. Like you're going to take a picture. And he's like, I'm not though. No. And I don't know. You men are like another species.
Species. They are. It's true.
Well, if it wasn't my paycheck, I probably wouldn't take pictures either.
It's hard to get them in, but I think it's great because, I have a number of men that I've been like talking to, but it's always that kind of awkward. I think I let the conversation end before I probably should, because the honest truth is I don't even know what I do with them anyways.
Yeah.
So, if I say like, I have a group, like there's men and women in there, like I have you know, if I can go into it with confidence, like I have a place to put you, basically.
Right.
I think that would help, you know, up the game a little bit.
Yeah.
It'd be great if we were taking turns posting in there so it wasn't just me.
Well,
Drives
that's
me
the other thing too. Yeah, that I like about having combined groups is we all carry part of the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get to inviting and let's get these groups filled. And then once we have people, we can do the organization of who's going to be where. And if we want to all join forces and do one just like the health bet, we can. If we want to do smaller, more intimate groups, we can do that too. So we'll just kind of play it by ear and team up once we get to that point. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Yep.
Sounds good.
It's old. Yeah.
So you can create this group then? Let us know when there's a group created or whatever.
Okay. Yeah. We'll be working on that.
Will it be a free group or a paid group? What do you think? What are you having, Tom?
I don't know.
Or a combo? I mean, Kirsty's Super Fit is like a combination, right? You have everyone in there.
Right.
Just things to think about, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Kirsty and I'll sit down and we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. I
Yeah.
mean, an ongoing group that's not paid that had interaction would be great because then you can run spin-off paid groups from it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to
Right.
have the interaction daily in order to get the traction to keep it going.
And you can always start with a shorter group, like a 21-day. And if you want it to go longer, you can extend it before it's up. That's something I considered with the health bet because I was like, man, everyone's posting so much. Should we just extend it and keep it going and keep everyone in there? So you could just plan on starting with the first 3-week challenge or 4-week and then see if everyone's still loving that momentum and still wants the support. You can just extend it and, you know, do what everyone wants to do in there. That would be more for a paid, start out with a paid.
I mean, I am creating content so that I would have a 21-day paid group that has a mindset, a personal development book that's involved, that has really the mental transformation as well as the physical, and then just redo it. You know, 21 days of that, and then 1 week of invites or of possibly a coaching or a what is coaching for 5 days, and then start back with a challenge group.
Oh my gosh, I've never even thought of holding a what is coaching in the Super Fit. I don't know why I've never done that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, if you have like 400 people in there, Kirst.
I know, and they get, you know, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but you get alerts in a group more than you do just if your friend posts on their timeline. So it's more exposure. They're getting an actual alert in their notifications. Wow, that's a good idea. Okay, we have a lot of things to think about and brainstorm about. I love this. This is like a mastermind genius people. Yes, we need a picture. Who wants to take a picture?
I don't know how. Can you guys tell me how to do a screenshot on a Mac?
Yeah, you push Command-Shift-4.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to need to draw it out.
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing it silly? I think since
And then draw out your box.
silly. What can I do that's silly?
Mm.
Got it, girl?
Hold on. Oh, I only got half of us.
I know, well, you got to draw it all the way out.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, don't let me be the only weird one happening.
What?
Oh, that's so cool, Jeff.
That's
How do I
pretty
see
cool,
it?
Jeff.
You can't see it? How does she see
How do
it?
I see it?
Mine shows up in screenshots on my desktop. I don't know why.
You see it?
Hold on.
If it's not on your desktop, it should be in downloads.
Downloads.
My old school PC, I have to paste mine in Paint.
That's
Where's
such
my downloads? I'm sure it's there because I heard it go ka-chick.
If not, I can take it. I
You
didn't
should tell
think
Jeff to buy you a computer for Christmas.
because I love mine so much. And then I was at the Apple store and they make my computer in pink.
What?
Right. Now I need a new computer.
Because it's
I'm like, they make it in pink now?
Well, you just got $16, so stick that in your computer fund.
oh, I got it, y'all.
I knew it would be bad. Did you do the survey, Kirsty?
What survey?
For the health bet survey that they emailed us?
Probably not. Was it done this weekend?
And one of the questions was, would you have done this knowing that you'd make less than $10 a person?
Maybe, yes, I would, but probably.
I know, and I was like, oh, we're not getting much.
You
Oh
guys
my
did
gosh,
it?
we're so cute.
I love it.
I did it. I'm so excited.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
All right, girls, share that, okay?
Yes, please.
Go post that, baby.
No problem.
Post that, baby. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for getting on.
Yeah, thanks for you guys watching
so
me
much,
be
Sarah.
silly.
Thank you, Sarah. You were awesome.
Thank you, Sarah.
That was perfect. All right, bye, guys.
All right,
Bye.